Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is SUGCON India 2019. Today, I have with me Srinivasan Ganesan, who is a technological architect in Avanade. So let's ask Srinivasan about his experience with SUGCON and what he thinks about this whole event. Hello, Srinivasan. Welcome to our show. To start off with, same thing that we spoke about a few minutes ago. What is Avanade?
Avanade is the conglomerate of Accenture and Microsoft. So it's a baby of Microsoft and Accenture. Avanade focuses on Microsoft technology, and I belong to the group called Avanade Digital Studio. This is the largest Sitecore development or implementers outside Sitecore. So we have around 700 plus members working exclusively on Sitecore ecosystem.
So, as a technological architect, I'm sure you have a lot of roles and responsibilities, but what are your key roles and responsibilities as a technological architect?
So my role is primarily architecture definition, making sure code quality standards, designs are following the standards, making sure review happens, general delivery guidance and everything. Some of the projects that we work for are some of the top Fortune 100 customers. So, and in fact, we have built some of the complex data-driven applications using Sitecore. So ensuring the applications are meeting the performance, meeting the non-functional requirements, meeting the Sitecore's standard is my key role in it.
Thank you, sir. And also, what has your association with Sitecore been like, and what do you think about their product as such, and how easy or difficult is it for an implementer to implement this?
In fact, if I'm allowed to use the word, I had worked on Adobe Experience Manager some time back before working with Avanade. It's a competitor. It was I'm talking about like 4-5 years back when we had to kind of do some custom implementations. It was kind of a very difficult journey with AEM. Luckily, when I moved to Avanade 3 years back, I started working with Sitecore. It's been a wonderful experience. Like many times when we were to kind of customize, build a solution little away from the out of the box thing, it's always difficult. Think of all those SharePoint days when we had to customize it, kind of very difficult. But luckily, Sitecore, most of the cases, except for few challenges here and there, but again we have Sitecore consultants who can help us on that. We've been able to kind of produce solution, build some complex systems. In fact, we've built a lot of product comparison, CPQ kind of a product on top of Sitecore, which is not an out of box. You have to kind of put a lot of custom development code on top of Sitecore, and Sitecore has proven its performance, and it's been running successful in many of our Fortune 100 customers actually.
That's awesome, sir. And also, let's jump on to the session that you're about to give now. So, can you give us a few highlights of the session for the people who have missed this?
Okay, this is unique of its kind. Meaning, the reason why I say unique is because most of the sessions are kind of elaborating or presenting on the Sitecore's feature, but my session is a little different. The reason is you are not going to be talking much on the Sitecore's feature. Sitecore has something called as a XDB. It has tremendous data. It has potential data about the user visits, the user profiles, and all those data. My session is primarily focusing on how you can tap these XDB data and use it in a machine learning model and convert it into very meaningful information that you can use it for personalization, or for that matter, show it on your screens, use it for marketing automation or campaign management or anything. Using that data, which is like true source of user visitors, Sitecore Analytics data, you can do wonders, you can do magic. So my session is primarily to give you an introduction of how you can do it with the Azure machine learning. This is nothing to do with Cortex, but the same model could be extended to Cortex as well. As we get into 9.2, we can use Cortex to incorporate this model into the workflow so that you can do a live streaming of your data. Like if you are a visitor, you had a visiting pattern, and I'm a visitor of similar visiting pattern, I can be predicted with what will be by next page I'm visiting. So you can just show that, and the prediction can help you save some right clicks. It can reduce the bounce rates, and it can help you it can enhance the user experience much better. That's the theory behind it.
That's awesome, sir. Also, that's very interesting. So, out of the curiosity, can you give us a couple more use cases about this machine learning and how your work is helping them achieve what they want to achieve?
Sure. So most of our Sitecore pages, if you had looked at the design, on the right rails, we may say that okay, you're visiting this product, you have a similar product to visit, Amazon's. Correct. You have tons of this. Netflix, you like this movie, you may also like this movie. You go to a restaurant rating, you also have this restaurant rating. All these are done using the machine learning models. So our purpose of this model is to kind of bring down this complex algorithm into the ease of use for a Sitecore user. When you build an algorithm, we are trying to build it on the Sitecore analytics data. So when the analytics data, it has information like what is a user, what is the item, like the pages they are visiting, and also like what is how many times they have visited, how many time they have spent on it, what is the value that they gain out of it, what is the goals that they have acquired over the period of time, all these data. Now using this, you can say, generally related pages are shown as a content authoring experience. A content author comes and says page A is related to page B, but here you can use your machine learning model, say, hey, this is particularly based on a feature. So this feature integrates or relates a page A and page B. So that is the power of machine learning. You can actually get this feature as a metadata, use it and store for related pages, related topics, people who visited this page has visited this page, or you can also do it as a marketing automation. If I visited a page and then dropped off, then I can come back and say, hey, you visited this page, you might be interested in some more pages. All those marketing campaigns, the email marketings that you can do, it'll kind of open up a floodgate. You can have tons of use cases that you can do on it.
Thank you so much, sir. Creating that personalized experience for every customer who comes in. That's what Srinivasan is talking about. People like Srinivasan are the ones who's going to make it happen for everybody at Sitecore. Thank you so much for talking to us. It was a pleasure talking to you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.